So good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin. I'm 21 years old. I live in São Paulo and I work as a teacher, but today I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to guide the conversation and we will talk about paternity leave. That is something that is being so common nowadays. So this is the topic today and about TNT. TNT is a safe place to practice your speaking abilities. So here we can talk in English, in Italian, French, Spanish, and we have also classes for beginners and intermediate. So if you are interested in these classes, you can check on our website. Today with me, I have Ricardo and Leo. So Ricardo, can you introduce yourself for us?
Well, I'm Ricardo. I live at São Vicente, is a city of São Paulo state. Is a small city, south coast from São Paulo, and is the first city of Brazil. And well, I'm married. I have a daughter. So in this case, I could tell some experience. And well, I love watching movies and hang out with my friends and family. So I'm having great expectations because this week I will start my vacations. That's nice.
Very good. So you will relax a little bit now.
Yeah.
Great, Ricardo. You need to take your vacation in Rio de Janeiro to visit me.
Maybe, my friend. Could be.
Yeah. And you said something about São Vicente. It was the first city of Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the first city, the first building on the Brazil, and the first election. Yeah.
So I didn't know about that. I'm going to look for. Very interesting.
São Vicente is one of the capitanias hereditárias.
Great, wonderful. So that's interesting. Well, guys, I'm Leo. I'm 27 years old. I live in Rio de Janeiro, Niterói. I'm married. I have a dog. For a while, I don't have children. What more? I work with marketing and project management. And I'm here to improve my English, make friends, keep you practicing the listening and and speaking skills. It's so important, and when I have time, also trying to study a little bit of Spanish. And well, I believe that's it.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing about you. And now I think we can start. The first question is about what roles do new fathers have in your native country? So, because I think these things are changing. In the past, the role of the fathers was just to be like the breadwinner of the family. But I think nowadays, I don't know, they are taking more care of children. Like I can see many fathers staying at home and the mothers going to work. So I think this kind of thing is changing. And what do you think, Leo?
Yeah, I'm not a father for a while, maybe in the future, some years later, but what I have to say, it's what I've been learning, with this new generation, and especially I'm so thankful with my mother, because she taught me a lot of things that man needs to be different compared to the men of the past. Yeah, and I'm so grateful for my mother because she um, teach me this. And well, but I believe, for example, the father of this new generation um, needs to not just provide the financial issues inside of the home, but to be present with the children, with the sons or daughters, including helping them with a lot of situations. Yeah, not involving just financial, but emotional. Yeah, helping at school with situations inside of the school, the classes. Being important in different aspects of the life and not just talking about money, buying foods and so the things that the fathers of the past they were very proud just to be the man who provides the things to the family. Yeah, but so that's not just this. And when we talk about provide today, I believe the family needs to provide. Yeah, the family, the couple, and not just one part.
Yeah, very good. I totally agree with you. I think each person has a role in our lives. So, and it will change sometimes. So, like as you said, you learned a lot with your mother. I think I learned how to be more rational with my mother and too emotional with my dad. So it's like
Mhm.
different things that I learned with them. And what about you, Ricardo? What do you think?
Oh, I think is the paternal leaves on Brazil is not the same for father and the mother. So normally the father receive 4 months legal. Legal is 4 months, or could the governments encourage the companies give a little more, 6 months. So in this cases, that's difficult for parents because, for example, in my case, I receive just 5 days, as usual. As is not me. Is I believe that companies don't give more than the legal right. That's 5 days, just only 5 days. And my wife had to keep on the hospital more. I think it's 3 days. So in this case, I just could help my wife just 2 days. And that's certainly when I come back to home. But in that time, I'm graduating in telecommunication engineer, so I have to I had to go out around 6 o'clock and come back to home 11. So it's not possible to help my wife as I would like. So so in this case, it's difficult for a lot of fathers help as I should. So I think is after some while, after the baby became a child, is is uh, is necessary. It's not necessary. It's possible to the fathers help more, but during I think is the most important time is the early years. Then, so because it's difficult for mothers, a lot of things to do, clean the baby and make food. So I believe I would like to receive more time to help more. That's it.
Yeah, very good what you said, and I totally agree. And like answering the next question that is about should parental leave benefits be gender neutral? Like I totally agree with this because I think like to have a baby in your house is something that affects your mental health too because you are changing your routine.
Yeah.
So if you have someone like by your side to help you, like to cook or to take a shower in the baby, because it's something that some mothers they don't have courage to do because
Maybe not 4 months like mothers, but maybe a little more, maybe 20 days or 1 month, but that's difficult.
Yeah. And you, Leo, what do you think?
Well, I believe it's so um it's so I was thinking about a situation, for example, of a friend that I have that he works I don't know how can I say in English, embarcado.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he works embarcado, and then the obligations, the all the activities that involves take care of children or a home keeps with his wife, and it's something that they have disagree. Yeah, these kind of agreements, because he he keeps more than 30 days outside home, and normally the his wife already knows that uh, she well um, she is forced in certain way to do almost all the things inside of the home, because he will not stay there to help her. I don't know if for me that would work, maybe not, but depends so much on each couple. Yeah, in the situation of these friends, uh, it's working until now. They maybe could have a kind of combinado. I forgot how can I say that. For example, the 30 days that he is not at
Could use
home.
agreement.
Yeah, agreements. Great.
Could be. I don't
Thank
know.
you. So maybe the 30 days that he's not at home, all the activities stay with his wife. But when he's at home, the activities changes to him. Yeah, and this guy started to do all the things, but at the same times, um, they needed to find a way, for example, because uh, if these guys just do all the activities during these during the his vacation or folga, for I don't know how can I say this, they also have to find a way to balance to enjoy their life and not just to work inside of the home. And so that's so complicated because it depends so much day off. Thank you. Depends so much on each couple or on each person. Yeah, it's so there is no well, a big rule that everybody needs to follow. When we stop to see these situations, these examples, these exceptions, it's a kind of exceptions. It's difficult to think about.
Yeah, totally. Like I could see this like in my house, like a long time ago when I needed to go to school, and my father was at home. Like he did everything, like the food, and like go with me to the school. And when my mother like arrived, she did everything too. But like nowadays, I think he's too lazy because he's not doing the things, you know. So like just she's doing things and he's not doing. So I think it's, as you said, needs to have an agreement. People need to agree and to really talk about this, because some couple, they don't talk about and just let the things go. So I think it's important to have this conversation. And you, Ricardo?
Yeah, I didn't help much my wife because, well, my in that time I worked. Well, I made around 500 extra hours by year, almost 3 months more I work. And besides that, I'm study I'm studied for university. I graduating engineering, telecommunication engineering, and I work at weekends, holidays. I work at a technical center, and so uh, we work at 24 hours a day. And so in this case, I study at Saturday school, and I I have a duty on after extra hours, and so I it's work like a dog, and I live at like a zombie, and I can when I come back to their home, it's necessary help my wife, but the most part of the time in the early years, early months could be, my wife wake up to take care of baby because the babies cry every time, and that time sometimes I wake up and help, but well, I have to work and I have to study. So, but I believe that nowadays the things change a lot. Nowadays it's common the fathers take care of babies, change the diapers and any kind of job, any kind of task. I think is maybe it's not, maybe it's necessary create laws, but I believe that the families is fallen on rhythm. So independent of the laws and the other things, the fathers uh, have uh, help your wives. As certainly there are some exceptions, that there are some fathers that act like the past, but I believe that the fathers change day of day to day, and since the past, and they may be in the future. Uh, the governments create laws on Brazil to help this agreement. That's it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think, but like it's really different when you have disagreement because you were doing something like for your family, you know, you were studying to provide like a better life for them. So it's something that we can understand too. And I think we can go to the next question that is about how do mothers and fathers parent their children differently? Because like I could see like that in my during my childhood, my mother put like a lot of fear in the things that I was doing. Like I can't run, I can't like be so, I don't know how to say this, but to have plays that I could like be more adventure, you know, like I couldn't play things that I could hurt a part of my body. And my father, he let me do this kind of things. Like he encouraged me to do things that I could like hurt you, but it could be good for me. So it is what I said. I think my mother made me think more rational, and my father maybe more emotionally. So, and you, Leo, what do you think about number 3?
Well, I'm trying to understand the first parts of the sentence. How do mothers and fathers parent their children's
Yeah,
different? Take care, like take care.
yeah, raise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe depends so much on the personality of the father and the mother. For example, in my case, um, my mother is so calm, is a very peaceful person. Well, she's so um, intelligent to reflect about things that need to be solved. And my father, on the other hand, he's so how can I say, stressful. Yeah, my father is more emotional too. React, he do the things without thinking, and he'll be whacked at first, and after he thinks about what he's doing, about what he's talking about. And but so I believe that in my case there are differences, but this difference is more related to the personality than the gender. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with you. I think it's related to how they were raised too. So, and what about you, Ricardo? What do you think?
About number 4, no?
Number 3, how do mothers and fathers parent their children differently?
Uh, I believe that I answered this question in the number in the other question, the other turn. So, but I believe that's I think that is the an inevitable movement, no? Because it's more the fathers are becoming more, I don't know, responsible about your child, because I think is this part of this responsibility is not just for mothers, is the I believe that's the education, and the another task is responsibility for the parents, not the mother. Sometimes, well, since a long time ago, 60 or 70 years, I believe that's, well, certainly the women wanted to conquist some space in the business area, but I think, particularly in Brazil, there is a necessity because the purchase power decreased a lot in the last years. So the women goes to the move to the business area is a necessity, because one salary nowadays is not enough to buy all things. So in this case, as the women have to work, it's common, in my opinion, it's normal. The fathers divided the tasks on the houses, and including the children's educations too. So I believe that's in this case, when the governments increase the time of the paternity leaves for the men, I think is the better to both sides. And besides that, I believe that nowadays the father's routine have to change, because it's necessary to help the women. So I believe that is the purpose, is let the kids' life better. So, and certainly in the future, create better adults, because if you have a good childhood and the teenagehood, certainly you could become a better adults and help the society. That's it.
Yeah, I think you already like answered the number 4. So like, why is paternity leave becoming more common? And I totally agree with you. I think maybe men are taking this responsibility, like being more responsible. So, in Julia, what do you think?
Yeah, I believe things is changing a lot, especially well when we compare to the last 10 years with the other generation. And we also have a lot of things to change, but I'm seeing, especially my context, because it's so complicated to generate, to talk about everybody. But in my context, in my social circle, I can see the men's changing and having this responsibility, more responsibility with the home, with children's, with the concept of paternity, in a way that, well, the women are not the only responsible for that. Things needs to be divided, and I'm seeing this changed. But when I look to my, well, grandfather, for example, and my grandmother, it's so different. It's so different. For example, if I am at home, in the home of my grandmother, and I'm with my wife, my grandmother, for example, talks to my wife. Oh, you need to put the lunch for your husband. He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to put his lunch. or his dinner. You need to do this for him. And so, no, I don't know how can I say vó. No, vó, I do this in my home. I don't need this help. She just do this when I'm sick. Yeah, when I'm sick. But when I'm not sick, I don't need this kind of help. And so it's so crazy. I know the meaning of grandmother, but for example, the nickname of grandmother, abbreviated
Grandma?
name, grandma. Great, so great. And so it's so crazy because when I visit my grandmother or my grandfather, well, I can see different things that today doesn't work anymore. And I respect this because they want change. It's impossible to change now for them. And I just respect, but I try to explain that my wife don't work, my life don't work in the same way that they, yeah. And I see lots of things differently. Or for example, when my grandma asks for my wife things like well, what do you want to receive for your birthday? You want to receive I thought about a big and interesting jogo de panelas. So it's kind of gift to take care of their home. My wife doesn't want this to receive this as a gift birthday, yeah. Because this is for home. This is not for her. And my grammar, it's so traditional, yeah. When we talk about things like that, and when we go there, we come back not well, unhappy with this situation, but smiling a lot because it's so different. Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah, yeah. And you said about like to bought lunch. I think last month I discussed with my mother because she was putting like the lunch for my father, and I asked, "Oh, but are you putting lunch for my father and not for me? That I am your daughter, so and he can like put his own food." So I think this is something that it's so, as you said, so traditional, it's so cultural that people are doing until nowadays. So maybe this will change, maybe not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's difficult in the situation of my grandma and my grandfather. I know that they won't change, and I don't try to change this in his life because so they are in the final of the life, and they won't change this. It's impossible, and I just respect.
Yeah, yeah. Some things are difficult to change. And so I will go to number 8. And Ricardo, what can mothers or childcare workers do to help working fathers feel more involved in the lives of their newborns? How do you think they could help?
Well, I believe that it is harder for fathers because they have to work on your jobs and help at home too. But certainly it's possible to help. Sometimes it's not necessary do the things, but if you talk with your wife, I think it helps a lot because part of the pressure is about the mental problem, because there are a lot, the routine change a lot, and it is necessary a while to the mothers adapt to the new life, certainly for fathers too. But I believe that is necessary the fathers involve more in in their in this routine, help the mothers. Sometimes it's necessary let the wives just sleep a while, and let's give some break for the wives, because it's necessary. Not exactly the material part, but about the mental, because sometimes the mothers sleep, I don't know, 8 hours, and the rest the body, but not the mental, the mind, because sometimes it's necessary more time to let your mind more relaxed. So I believe that is the fathers and mothers, particular after the parents leave, is is the same is the same in my opinion, because is when particular when the mothers come back to the work in the regular jobs, uh, the paper of the father continue the same. What's mean? Not help so much. Certainly is necessary the father work as a team, because it's the responsibility for the both, not so the mother. That's it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think maybe include like something that fathers can do in like newborns routine. Maybe so something that I see many people doing is that like the mothers and the fathers, they have like a specific days to put the baby to sleep. So like on Monday, the mother will put, on Tuesday is the father. So I think maybe to include in this kind of routine will impact too. And what do you think, Leo?
It's so interesting. I've never thought about that because maybe I don't have children now, but when I will have, maybe it's a good idea to implement. Yeah, and to learn how to divide things, because when we stop to think about, uh, there are some situations that just the mother can do. Yeah, well, with the baby. It's, one example is amamentar. Yeah, in the first days, um, and so I know I have a friends, a couple of friends that they had a children now, a baby, and so talking with them, I know that sometimes it's more difficult to the woman, because um, it's an activity that the man cannot do, but can help the woman with all the things necessarily to turn these moments better than without this help. Yeah, and for example, I know that a baby can wake up more than 10 times per night, during the the night, and it's important that the man helps to put the baby on the position, help the mother to amamentar. Yeah, if just the mother wake up and the father keeps sleeping, it's complicated. Yeah, and so it's a activity that just the mother can do, but the father can help to facilitate, help this activity too. And I believe that's it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, maybe the father can't like help with the breastfeed, but can help like bring in a drink for the mother, like a juice, so things like this. So, and how have paternal benefits changed in your country since you were a baby? So, let's start with you, Ricardo.
Well, I don't know if the past didn't have 5 days rest, but I believe since my knowledge is the same, not change about the fathers, but about the mothers. I don't know if you well, not exactly changing it because the law is just 4 months. No? The more than is just a encouragement. Governments, companies. It's nice if the companies have more than 4 months, but it's not a law. No? So if the companies owners don't provide this benefit, is not an obligation. So since my knowledge, the things not changed since I was born. So maybe could be something that I didn't notice or I don't know, but I think the things keep the same. How about you, Leo?
Yeah, I I can see some companies trying to change these, but the most part of them so didn't change. For example, in the company that my wife works, uh, she works with projects, engineering, construction products, and and for example, when if woman keep started to be pregnant in this company, when the baby came to the world, the company blocked the contracts with the mother, and so there is not licença maternidade, because they demit the person, and when after 5 months they hired again, if there is a position or not. It depends. And so I think that's so crazy. I tried to understand so much why they do this. Uh, Looks like because this company just contracts juridic person, for specific jobs, and so that's because they say that, so here we don't have any kind of um, what how can people say about um, I forgot even in Portuguese. When when people have a kind of contract, like CLT, CLT contract with the company, we don't have any kind of commitment with employees.
Temporary jobs?
No, I'm talking about um, um, the word is here, but I forgot how can I say even in Portuguese. Well, when people don't have any kind of compromisso com a empresa,
Yeah.
Freelancer,
Yeah, freelancer it's an example.
consultant,
But-
freelancer.
Yeah, but the opposite is vínculo empregatício.
Ah,
I remembered. Yeah. Then they just say, well, the engineers doesn't have any kind of commitments with the company, and that's why they don't provide this kind of assistance. Well, it's so complicated.
Yeah, it's really complicated, and like everyone should have these benefits. So something I know that is something that some companies they are trying to